Hello everyone, and welcome to another very quick video. So, just for a bit of background, I'm already getting into it. I forgot to actually install a part on this particular miniature, so I'm going to improvise and sculpt a new one, just to get myself by. So, as you can see, I was pointing them out. In this case, the part in question is the rear loincloth of this barbarian. I believe it's a Dark Oath war chief from the Silver Tower box set. So I can't find it anywhere. I think I threw the sprue out, so oh well. So now I have to improvise. Now, I'd like to just say up front, I'm not a good sculptor. I'm very inexperienced with this. This is just mostly me cribbing off what other more accomplished painters have already done. So this is me applying their techniques. So to start with, yeah, you've got the usual two-part putty. One color, one slightly different color. The GW version, I believe, is yellow and blue, or green and blue. I honestly don't remember. Either way, the idea is just take two components of it, then you knead them together like that until the color is more or less uniform. That means the putty is ready to go. So what I'm doing there is I'm moistening my workspace. Now this is something I took some time to learn, is that when we're doing sculpting, you really want to either use Vaseline or water if you can't be bothered to get some, to make sure your tools, your fingers, and your surface are wet so tools don't stick to the plaster itself. You want to be able to work with the putty, carve into it, and if it's constantly being lifted off the model, it's not going to work. So to start with, I think I showed you a little bit of what the area I need to sculpt. So I want to make a roughly triangle shaped bit of material which I can sort of wrap around the space. The idea is I'm going to sort of make a rough bit of cloth or fur to wrap around to make it look like he's not literally butt naked with a weirdly flat butt. Anyway, enough about that. So to start with, I'm just going to get the material mostly, and just gonna start working it into the model itself. Now when I was doing this, it did fall off a bunch of times, but that's fine. You just keep doing it, keep pushing it in until you are happy with where it is at. So yeah, with this you want to be patient, because if you try and do it all at once, you're gonna end up ripping bits off. So just look what I did there. You just be patient, push it in a bit at a time, and gradually just find the shape rather than just trying to force it. That sounds like a very pithy thing to say, but that's sort of how it worked for me. Again, like with painting, you kind of also have to develop an eye for it. Me being incredibly inexperienced at this, to the point where you can sort of envision what you want to achieve and then work your way towards it. So what I'm doing there is I'm just trying to get the basic shape in, and now I'm going to use sort of the very dull knife edge tool. I believe those tools I'm using are basically old dentist tools. I'm going to start cutting away bits and pieces like that aren't actually going to be on the final model. Ooh, there's some on my hair. Sorry about that. Thought I'd learn to stop doing that. Anyway. So yeah, now that I've sort of got it wrapped around the body mostly, I'm going to push it towards the edges of the belt where I want to connect it, and also up and under between the legs, just give this man some damn modesty. And then once the basic shape is in place, we are then able to start carving detail. So one thing about what I'm trying to accomplish is, like I said, I want a bit of a like a fur loincloth, and there's also a connecting belt to that presumably would hold up the loincloth. So what I'm just doing there is with my knife blade, I'm cutting the putty in downward motions to start giving it some texture. And if you have seen the model up close, you'll know that there are some. What am I doing there? Oh yeah, I'm trying to work it into the belt. Up to the belt. Yeah, I'm trying to get it to basically blend it with a lot of the furs already on the model. So yeah, again, there's just keep on wailing away at it until you feel you have achieved the shape you want. Now what I'm doing there is I'm carving the belt out. So I'm just trying to gently cut, or rather separate a small sliver, and then I'm going to flatten it out using, again, keeping my tools wet the entire time, just to make sure they don't stick, and even then changing up tools as needed. Yeah, when I reached the tool off camera, that was me just sticking it in my rinse water just to make sure it's damp. So yeah, towards the end of this entire stage, I was getting a bit nervous about ruining my work, so I'm just taking my time, slowly carving out the shapes I'm after, and gradually working on, further refining the texture on the furs. So already well, it may be difficult to see at this angle, but we've got a passable improvisation for the missing part, and it'll look fine on the tabletop. Not that this guy's basically going to be a display miniature. I don't really have much to play with him. Possibly Song of Blades and Heroes, but that's, yeah. It's a fun little war game. I mostly bust it out for casual kind of settings. But yeah, I'm just trying to smooth out the belt to make it look like a leather piece which is contiguous with the rest of the model. And then that's pretty much the miniature done. I'm not sure if I'll do a painting video for this guy necessarily. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But in the meantime, I just thought this was a fairly neat little thing, which I don't usually do, and it might help you if you need to do some emergency sculpting. Anyway, I'll see you later.